the perfect on paper myth. So, being perfect on paper does not mean that you're going to have chemistry with someone when you meet them in real life. It's like you're sticking your claws into these dating profiles and you're relying on all of this predate data to give you an accurate picture of who you're going to meet before you even meet them. And you're not going to know if you have any chemistry until you meet them in real life. And you're not going to really know if you have chemistry until you go on a couple dates with them. And so there is some research that backs up why perfect on paper does not mean perfect in real life. Eli Finkel, Paul Eastwick, Benjamin Carney, and Harry Rice, and Susan Spector, a lot of people here, published a major review of online dating from the perspective of psychological science. Their analysis argued that online dating is valuable because it gives people access to partners they may not otherwise meet. However, matching algorithms have limited evidence when it comes to predicting long term romantic compatibility. Paul Eastbrook's attraction research also challenges the idea that people accurately know what traits will make them attracted to someone in real life. Reporting on Eastbrook's work, The Guardian notes that people's stated romantic ideals often do not strongly predict face to face attraction. So, the idea of perfect on paper is fundamentally flawed because as humans, we have a bias. And so what we think works on paper may not actually work for us in real life. If on paper you want a 6 foot guy who works in finance, but in real life you love the funny guy and the funny guy is 5'8", you might end up being more attracted to the funny guy. But you would never know that if you're clinging to your criteria and you refuse to swipe on anyone under 6 foot. It's like our dating profiles are short. They're mini resumes, but you don't want to make out with someone's resume. You need to know what they're like in real life. You need to know how they listen, how they talk, what their voice sounds like, how they smell. You're not going to make out with someone's resume. Be for real. And the research continues because while you might think someone's dating profile is perfect and that you're going to be a perfect match, a lot of times that falls flat when you meet them in real life. So, why is that? Harry Reese and Paul Eastwick argue that romantic chemistry is often tied to face dynamics. Listening, humor, responsiveness, timing, body language, and the flow of conversation. These are difficult or really impossible to learn from someone's dating profile. While it's important to have dating criteria and to know your values and to know what you want, you can't solely rely on them because there's always that chance that someone's going to surprise you with some of these traits that are just impossible to pinpoint on paper. And I mean, really, how do you know that you can love someone if you haven't experienced them? And so please, 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 please do not let your love life be overrun by good on paper paperwork and dating profile resume reviews.